Hello Dnation and welcome back. In today's episode, we are going to be unboxing a replica of the 1930 Indian Chief, which is a 1/12 scale diecast motorcycle manufactured by Newray. And I'm going to be showing you the features and the specifications of this vintage diecast motorcycle replica. So stay tuned with me on this one and let's get this started. So before we get to the good stuff, let's take a look at the boxing as always. So this 1930 Indian Chief diecast replica comes in a standard window type box, and as you can see, the Indian motorcycle logo is bang in the middle on the top, and on this upper corner of the box you will see the scale, which is a 1/12 scale, and onto the other upper corner is the Newray branding and logo. And flipping over to the other side, you will see the Indian motorcycle branding along with the graphics of the Indian motorcycle. And flipping to the bottom of the box, you will find a bit of legal information regarding the diecast Indian motorcycle replica. So kindly pause if you want to take a read. So with no further ado, let's get this opened. To begin with, Indian motorcycles have released two diecast models, which is the 1930 Indian Chief, which we just unboxed, as well as a 1934 Indian Scout, for which I made an exclusive video, of which I'll drop the link in the description below, so go check it out and let me know what you think. So before we begin, let me just say that this is one of my all-time favorite classic motorcycles, and I'm glad that I finally got this replica with great difficulty. But nonetheless, here it is, and sure will be a part of Dnation's 1/12 scale diecast motorcycle collection. So, my first thoughts about this diecast replica is that it has a decent build quality and made of diecast for the most part, with a few components made of ABS plastic. I wish this could have had a better build quality, but as I mentioned earlier, I'm just glad I got a replica of this Indian classic Chief. I should however admit that this model looks quite unique and looks just as beautiful as its real life counterpart. So getting down to a few features, well, this model comes with a classic off-white chassis, with a steerable front fork, with a well-sculpted headlight and a classic horn which bears the emblem of the Indian motorcycles. And this diecast motorcycle variant also comes with a single black and chrome rear view mirror on the left with a dual gauge, with black hand grips and with a single brake lever on the right. And moving down is a classic style front fender that wraps around a fully blacked out spoked wheel and rubber tire, which are well detailed. So moving on to the mid section, this fuel tank is well sculpted and painted in the same off-white for the most part, with green on the sides with the Indian logo on both sides, which are in gold with some amazing gold pinstripes which are prominent all throughout this motorcycle replica. And moving down to the heart of this ride lies a beautiful metallic 4-cylinder well-detailed engine sculpt with a black exhaust, with the rest of the midsection components in metallic silver as well. And an awesome feature that I love on this Indian Chief is the suicide shift and the retro kickstart pedal, which looks stunning, which is hard to miss. And talking about the seat, it is a single seater which is in a beautiful tan that contrasts with the rest of this classic Indian Chief replica. And the rear wheel setup is just the same as the front, but comes with a brake light that is mounted to the rear fender. And just to mention, the rear wheel setup is just as the front, which is rigid and does not come with any suspension. And this model comes with free rolling wheels along with a center kickstand in case you want to display it. And as far as the specs go, this replica measures in at 7 inches in length, 4 inches in height, 2 inches in width, and weighs in approximately at about 170 grams, which are standard 1/12 scale specs. Well, all I can say is that I'm really happy that I finally got this classic Indian Chief replica that I very proudly will add to my collection. So overall, this is a beautiful replica of the 1930 Indian Chief and a definite must-have for any diecast motorcycle collector or hobbyist, especially if you're into classic motorcycles. And in case you're interested, kindly find further features, specifications, and the best buy links for this Indian Chief diecast replica in the description below. So with that out of the way, let's place this amazing and well-detailed Indian motorcycle replica on the Dnation Dyno and check out its wheel spin and its functionality. Well, by the looks of it, there seems to be a little issue with the wheel spin which could be fixed, but overall the functionality seems to be quite decent and just as beautiful as the highly detailed exteriors, and this Indian Chief diecast replica gets a massive thumbs up from me for looks as well as for its functionality. So with that being said, let's place this classic replica on the Dnation turntable and take a look at this diecast beauty in a 360-degree view, and stay tuned for some fun facts on Indian motorcycles coming up. The Indian Chief is a motorcycle that was built by Hendee Manufacturing Company and the subsequent Indian Motorcycle Company from 1922 to the end of the company's production in 1953. The Chief was Indian's big twin, a larger, more powerful motorcycle than the more agile Scout used in competition and sports riding. When Indian resumed civilian production after World War II, they revived only the Chief line. Production of Indian motorcycles ended with the last Chief, which was made in 1953. The Chief was introduced in 1922 to replace the Power Plus, although the Power Plus was continued under the standard name until 1923. Designed by Charles B. Franklin, the Chief had design features similar to Franklin's earlier Scout, including the gearbox bolted to the engine casings and primary drive-by gear train. The Chief gave a displacement of 61 cubic inches as the Power Plus or Standard had. Unlike the Power Plus or Standard, the Chief was not offered with rear suspension. The Big Chief was introduced in 1923 and the engine of the Big Chief was bored to 3¼ inches and giving a displacement of 74 cubic inches. The Big Chief had mainly been offered for sidecar use but was popular with solo riders as well. The smaller engine Chief was discontinued in 1928, partly to accommodate increased production of the Model 101 Scout. And for further information on Indian motorcycles, kindly check the link in the description below. And if you want to get yourself or your loved ones this amazing Indian Chief replica, I dropped the best buy links in the description below. So go check it out and get yourself one if you're interested. And also please do let me know in the comments below as to what are your thoughts about this vintage diecast replica. And kindly continue to support Dnation by subscribing to our channel if you haven't already, and also by liking and sharing our videos. And also do follow us at dnation.in on Instagram for daily diecast previews and updates. And this brings us to the end of this diecast episode, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a massive thumbs up and share it, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button if this is your first time here, and also click on the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming episodes. And if you care to share your views and thoughts on this episode, please do drop your comments below and stay tuned for all new episodes coming up. Well, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.